There's never a shortage of things to be upset and unhappy about. No matter who you are, really. Like, even if you've been dealt a pretty good hand, if you ruminate on the negative sufficiently, you will be an unhappy person. I know plenty of people born with a silver spoon that are pretty unhappy. But I think no matter who you are, no matter how bad your circumstances are, there are still things to be grateful for. And I would say that your average person who is unhappy, at least your average person who has all their survival needs met, is unhappy for a number of reasons, but fundamentally because they are ungrateful. Now, this clearly isn't the only reason that people are not happy. There could be a big history of family trauma. There could be a big unfulfillment in your work life. Maybe you'll have a lot of different personal issues. However, if you click this video, there is still a lot of value for you in this message. The most happy amongst us, there's even been studies shown to reflect this, are the monks. And the monks live a very minimalist lifestyle. They eat very simple foods, oftentimes only once, maybe twice per day. They don't really have any forms of entertainment. Yet they're amongst the most grateful of individuals because they practice presence and meditation. And I think that is the key to gratitude. Look, you can't force gratitude. That's not something that you can do. You can't fake it. It has to be genuine to actually affect how you feel in your day-to-day life. And the way that you genuinely implement a level of gratitude that is going to alter your state of being in a positive way is by being present. Because when you're present, when you practice meditation, you recognize just how much there is to be grateful for. Even a functioning body in and of itself is so much to be grateful for. I've done meditations where that's kind of stumbled upon me as an insight, how intelligent and how complex, and yet it does everything all on its own without my conscious input, this vessel that I have to live life in really is. And I remember that day well, actually, that the first time that really hit me hard. And all my problems seemed to be so much smaller that day because the forefront of my mind was how grateful I am to have a functioning, healthy body and the ability to move and feel sensations with a nervous system. So something as simple as that is something to be so grateful for. Now, if you take a look around you and you look at everything you have to sustain yourself and thrive, you have a refrigerator, most likely, if you're watching this. You have a bed, probably have some heating and air conditioning. You have a dry home that is sealed off from the treacherous elements that you can choose to engage in and then seek refuge from because of your shelter. Guys, there's so much to be grateful for. When you are present, suddenly gratitude is not something you have to force. It's something that is overflowing. Last night on my way home from jiu-jitsu, I picked up some food. Before we ate the meal, we spent probably 5 to 10 minutes just talking about how wonderful it is that we have access to this kind of food. Not only that it was from a whole other culture, but also the fact that we never had to raise the chicken. We never had to grow the wheat that turned into the wrap. We never had to do anything to contribute to the creation of that food. And yet there it was, so abundantly available for us. So there was a gratitude for the supply chain. There was a gratitude for all the love and work that went into creating the food, the availability of it. And then when we ate it, it was that much better also. But just little things like that, when you start to open your eyes to the fact that pretty well everything that you interact with every day is something to be grateful for. It's like a radical perspective shift. And you're going to enjoy life so much more without the desire for all these luxury goods and cheap thrills and quick hits of dopamine. You're going to be more like the monks, enjoying more even while having less. And if there's a group of individuals that are the happiest people in the world, I think it's worth learning some lessons from them, which is why I go on meditation retreats and learn from people who have been doing these kinds of things for 50 years. They're in their 70s, some elders that I've worked with that have a lot to teach and a lot of wisdom to pass down. And this is why I practice daily meditation and make it a point to intentionally cultivate a sense of gratitude. There's so much to be unhappy about if that's where you put your attention to. But what's the point of that? You might say, well, you need to dwell on some of those things because that's how you fix some problems. When you want to make a difference in the world, you have to identify the issues first. Of course, that is a very valid point. Nothing wrong with that. I too try to identify issues and contribute to the world by helping solve them. However, the overwhelming intention of where my mind is focused is on all the beauty and all the miracles that surround me, even just like this phone that I'm shooting this on, the tripod that it's standing on, all the resources that are available to me. These are all nothing short of a miracle that we all take for granted every day. And those are things that I don't even really require. Those are extras, right? This wonderful plant that is in the pot in front of me right now, this one right here. Beautiful. So much to be grateful for. And when you take this perspective, life is so much more enjoyable. It's something that you can start to do today. You can't force it, but you can nurture gratitude. You can choose to direct your mind to, what do I have to be grateful for? You can start to be more present. You can start to practice meditation so that you're more aware of how much has gone into everything that you're interacting with every day. All the items, all the individuals, the fact that 8 billion people can survive on this planet all at once right now because of all the progress we've made as a species. So again, you can't force it. It's not something you can fake, but you can most definitely nurture it and stumble upon this gratitude in a very genuine way. And I hope that you can, and I hope that you do, because I know it's made my quality of life so wonderful. So I really wish for you guys to successfully and authentically adopt this perspective shift and change your paradigm into one of more gratitude in life. And I think that's going to really change the quality of your life. That's also going to help you be a more productive person too, because when you're a happier person, you can be more productive. You're going to be more energized. You're going to have more of an authentic zest for life, okay? Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you can implement what we've talked about here. Try to intentionally cultivate gratitude, be more present, practice meditation to cultivate that gratitude. If you want to work with me one-on-one, there is a link in the description down below for you to book a coaching call. First one, completely free. And there's also a link for a life audit workbook. That's a great tool that has really served me productivity-wise and really getting clear on what I want out of my life. I do a quarterly audit, highly recommend it. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content, and I will see you in the next one.